Okay, so we are on to part 2 of our video series, and now that we have this all laid out, the first step is clean. And it says on here that you should wash all glass pieces carefully and remove dust. Dry all pieces completely with a towel before the next step. Make sure all edges are free of dust or debris. I don't usually wash my glass. I like to use alcohol. And I use little alcohol pads sometimes. I have a bunch of these right now, so I'm going to use them. And I go along the edges. Well, I clean the whole thing, but I really get the edges good. And it dries much faster. And I feel like alcohol gets more oily residue off than soap and water. And also I wear gloves so I don't get oil from my skin or my lotion onto the glass. Step 2 says, using the pattern sheet as a reference, place the glass piece on the appropriate spot to fit the overall design, which we have done that already. We have our pieces all laid out here. They're drying right now. Note, glass is hand cut and therefore you may need to adjust pieces to fit as close as possible to line up correctly. It's important to have the glass fit as close together as possible than to follow the pattern sheet perfectly. So yeah, if you have a grinder, like I said, I recommend grinding it, but we're doing it just bare bones here. We're just doing it like this, beginner style. Step 3, after setting your pieces, turn on your soldering iron and allow it to heat up. Wet a cloth, sponge, or paper towel and place it on the table or iron's base. You will use this to clean your iron tip of any excess solder while working. Iron will be hot. Keep it in a safe distance while working. Now, I don't normally turn my iron on before I foil. I usually foil and then turn it on. I don't like to leave my iron on for a long time. I don't want to burn the tip out. So I recommend that we foil first and then turn the iron on. That's just how I do it. You can follow the directions, you know, right down to what it says if you want, but that's just how I do it. So, because I don't want to burn my tip out. So, I'm going to hold off on turning my iron on, but we'll go ahead and get started with foiling. And this is the copper foil that they give us. I usually use blackback, but I'm going to use this one and see how it is. Then I can give an accurate assessment as to how it is. And on the directions it says, now they do their foiling a little differently. Maybe we'll try it. To start foiling, peel away the backing paper to expose a little of the foil adhesive little by little. Step 2, take the copper tape and place flat along your workstation. Step 3, keeping the tape flat, take your piece of glass and while pressing down onto the tape, roll the glass along more exposed foil tape, keeping the glass centered as possible. You want to, you want to have the same amount of foil on both sides of the glass for even soldering. That's correct. The foil job, the better the foil job, the better the solder job. It's just the way it is. So if stained glass is something that you really want to get into, I can show you some different foiling techniques and what I use for foiling that really helps me keep it even and keep it nice. And yeah, we'll work our way up to that. So then let's go with that first. And maybe we'll try their way. So let's get out there. So this is what they're saying to do in their directions, is lay it flat like this. I don't normally do it this way, but maybe it's easier when hand foiling. Let's see. And I don't like my foil to end on the outside of my glass, because this is exposed solder edges and I want to keep them clean. So I'll do the foil, I'll probably wrap it and end it like right here. So I think that's what I'll do. So I'll start it here, maybe like this. This is what they're saying to do. And I don't usually do it like this, but let's see. Maybe this is a good way that I don't even know about. No, that's not for me that way. This is how I do it. I feel like I have more control like this than that way. Patience is key to this. You might want to, I'm going to sit down. You might want to sit down for a minute and just do this. Be patient. Your foil gets twisty. And if you can't see it evenly on the other side, and listen, it's not going to be perfect. Nobody really gets it perfect with hand foiling. And the edges of this foil are not great. Okay. I'm going slow so everybody can see. And I'm trying to line it up. I don't normally hand foil anymore. It's only small pieces, really, or super large ones. So this is what our fit is for. These are my little foil scissors. And you see how this is kind of peeling? I don't know if you can see this, very thin. It's like a hair almost, it looks like, but it's not. It's the edge of this copper foil. Not very good tape. And because it was thin right there, see, it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But you want to just get it as even as you can. Try not to rip the tape when you do this. And I use an X-Acto knife a lot of times and clean up my edges. But it's very easy to rip the foil, so I want to be careful. Sometimes pulling towards you is a little more gentle. You want to get the edges down. And this is why you want it to be nice and clean and dry before you do it, because you need it to get a good stick. You don't want your edges to pull away. So, yeah, it's not too bad. We'll keep going. This is a little thick on this side, but that's okay. I'm not sad about it. when there's a little curve in my glass, so my foil doesn't rip, I try to kind of stretch it a little on one side here and then kind of lay the foil down, and then that way my foil doesn't tear. I'll do the same here. Get my corners. Okay, so this is our last piece here to foil. And you see how that piece right there is not even. This is what I like to do with my X-Acto knife. You want your foil job to be good. So there, our piece is all foiled, and this is how much tape we have left. So they give you enough. They give you enough to work with in case you make some mistakes. So I have a naughty cat watching me right now who is obsessed with my foil. Look at this. Look at this little, no, don't put your paws up there. No. He's just obsessed with foil. He's a little naughty boy. His name is Joey. Hey, no. Glass on there, dude. That's Joey. He's watching me foil. Look, we go here. Hi. To here, look. Oh, yep. That's right. Watching me foil. Oh. Anyway, so we are done with the foiling part. And then stay tuned for soldering. That'll be the next part, part 3. Thanks for watching.